What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do well.
Of course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to What You Say, an OC podcast. My name is Lise Daly.
And I am Scott Daly.
And together,
we're the Dailies. This is the podcast where each and every week, my wife Elise and I go through the hit 2000s teen drama, The OC, episode by episode. This week on the show, we are covering Season 3, Episode 14, The Cliffhanger, and Season 3, Episode 15, The Heavy Lifting. It's a big one, babe.
There's a lot that went on these
tragedy,
2 episodes.
Some tragedy that made me happy, and some happiness that made me sad.
Okay.
I don't actually know where I'm going with that second one, but
I don't know where you're
I
going
figured
either.
it would come to me as I was talking.
And it didn't.
No, it did not.
Not surprised.
But we'll talk about the
Normally.
OC in just a little while.
Yeah.
First, we got to do something else.
We're going to do the Rosies and Thorties.
Uh-huh.
The part of the show where we look back on the week and we tell what was good and what was bad about our weeks. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that is what
That
I'm
part of
talking
the show?
about. Yes, that part of the show. Yes.
Well, Scott, do you want to play paper, rock, scissors to see who goes first?
No, because I think you went first last time, didn't you? Or did I?
I don't remember.
Why don't you go first?
For my thorn or for my rose?
Both, but let's start with the thorn.
Ah, okay.
You know how this works. Come on. Come on.
Well, we are trying to get our nursery together, and there's one piece of furniture that we are lacking.
What piece of furniture is that?
It's the dresser, and we have to have that in order to organize everything that we have. And yet, if you have listened to this, you know our troubles that we have had with ordering furniture and getting things in on time due to the pandemic, which is understandable. I get that. But what I don't like is when the company has you pay half of the item and then tells you when it's supposed to get here, and then it doesn't get here by that time. That's what I'm frustrated with.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone for almost an hour with customer service trying to get them just to tell me when it was going to be in. And what they don't say is when they put the estimated delivery window in there, it's the estimated delivery to their warehouse, not to your house. And they don't put that in there. And what they need to do is just say that things are sold out and then have people put in their emails so that they're notified whenever it comes in stock again.
Totally. Yeah.
Instead of pre-ordering something that we don't even know when it's going to be here. It's just frustrating, but...
Yeah, it was tough for me. I felt so, but you were on the phone with this guy for an hour, and like I was in the other room when you called, so it wasn't until I heard you talking loudly that I came and saw what was going on. And then I was just super frustrated, and I really just wanted to scream at this guy you were talking to. Like, and nothing against the guy himself. It's just, it was really frustrating.
He did a very good job.
He did as good as he could, I think.
Yeah. He did. We'll see if he really follows up with me tomorrow.
We will see. That's the big deal. The important part is it seems like we're going to get the thing on time.
Supposedly.
Probably.
He said he looked it up and it was supposed to be delivered to the warehouse today, but no notification for me. So.
Well, I mean, here's what I'm hoping. If let's say it got to the warehouse by the very end of the day, tomorrow would be the first business day that they would go to schedule pickup. Go like, okay, it's at the warehouse. Now let's schedule pickup or delivery or whatever.
I would hope so.
It's going to be here by Monday. I'm telling you, babe. The next time we're sitting in front of these microphones talking to each other, we're going to have a dresser in our baby's room.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Let's do it.
We'll see.
All right. That's your thorn.
Yeah, that was my thorn. What was your thorn?
I don't have one.
That's your thorn? You don't have one?
That's not my thorn. I just don't have one. I had a pretty good week last week. It was uneventful. Nothing crazy happened, and nothing particularly bad happened. Just one of those weeks. It was just normal, you know?
It's good.
Doing my thing.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That is.
So I don't have a thorn. This is like the first time. I've chastised you for doing this in the past. But I sat there we were watching TV while we were eating dinner, and I sat there for half an hour, and I couldn't come up with anything. So I
think
gave
that's
up.
Okay.
I gave up.
I'm glad that you don't have anything that you were upset about.
So let's move on to the good things. Elise, tell me what your rose was.
I had a really nice weekend. I had a really busy week. I'm about to have another busy week. Today was really full, and tomorrow's going to be very full, as is Wednesday. It's like Monday through Wednesday of every week is extremely busy. Mm-hmm. And then Thursday is a little bit lighter, but then we've had just like everything come crashing down for the past 2 Fridays. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen next time that this Friday rolls around, but it was nice to be able to have a weekend that was a relaxing weekend where I didn't really do much of anything. I got my hair done, got some new glasses, just piddled around here and there, and it was nice.
I'm glad. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of stuff to do before the baby comes, but we also need to take some time and just chill. We got some of that stuff done, but most importantly, you relax. As the lady in the coals said to you, these next 2 months, you just gotta relax.
She thought I was probably like 5 or 6 months pregnant.
Yeah. Well,
no, I'm 8. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we didn't tell her that, but Elise's belly is comparatively small. It's her first. We've talked about this before, but we were in the Kohl's returning something because apparently you can return Amazon things at Kohl's.
It's quite convenient.
It's really convenient and nice. So we had to return something, and a lady was there with her 5-week-old infant. This was her 4th kid, and so we just started chatting with her, and she talked for like 15-20 minutes about what to expect about the next few months for Elise, and it was very nice. It was very nice. I think we were all suffering from the fact that we haven't talked in person with people, so we were just...
I talk in person to people all the time.
I don't, and she probably doesn't either.
No,
she has a baby. Yeah, it was good. But something else happened on the weekend, and that's what my rose is. It was the Super Bowl.
It was.
And this year...
The Superb Owl?
The Superb Owl. God, I love that episode of What We Do in the Shadows. Maybe that should just be my rose. What We Do in the Shadows. Great fucking show. But what I wanted to talk about is the Super Bowl party we went to, which, I mean, saying it's a party is disingenuous. We went to your parents' house. It was just the two of us, your sister, and your parents. But I don't care about this year's Super Bowl. Like, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kansas City Chiefs, no investment, don't care. But whenever we go over to your parents' house for...
You eat well?
Anything.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes.
That you eat well?
Your father, bless his wonderful heart.
He loves food.
He loves food, and he loves making way too much food. And so a visit to Elise's parents is a visit in which I'm going to eat too much, and then we're going to come home with a bunch of food. And that's exactly what it was. So it was delightful. It was delightful. I loved it.
Some really good burnt ends.
We had
I've never had burnt ends before. It was delicious.
Some good queso. That queso was pretty good. It was all terrible food. It's all awful for you. But
it was Super Bowl food.
It was very good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. You didn't want any veggies. I had the veggies.
You did have the veggies
for lunch today. You didn't want veggies. You just wanted potato salad and meat.
I just feel like you got to make you have to have ample room for all the meats, and vegetables just take up space, you know? So
that's what they're supposed to do because they're the better thing for you. So you eat them and they take up the space. So you eat less of what's not good for you.
Don't bring your logic to this podcast, Elise. We don't want it. We don't want it.
Fine.
We don't need it.
It's gone.
Don't do it. So congratulations, Tom Brady, for winning again, even though you're 70 years old and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. One day the Eagles will be back in the Super Bowl.
We'll be dead, but we'll tell
now.
our son about it.
Hey, now.
And then he'll watch it and he'll remember you used to like them.
I didn't used to
like them. And he always
them.
Questioned why. And then he realized after you were in the grave that they were good.
You're such a jerk.
What?
You're so mean.
It's okay.
My poor Eagles. They won the Super Bowl like 3 or 4 years ago. That's pretty good. It's better than those Cowboys. Pfft.
They've won the Super Bowl as many times as the Eagles have.
The Cowboys have won the Super Bowl more times than the Eagles have.
I thought they just won it once.
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
No, they've won 4, I think.
Oh, I thought they've been to the Super Bowl more times, but they've only won one time.
No. They did back-to-back, I'm pretty sure. In the 90s, the Cowboys were really good, babe.
Yeah,
in the 70s
America's
and the 90s,
team.
the Cowboys were really good. And they haven't been good since. But, hey.
I guess it's my fault. Since I've been born, they haven't been good.
Yeah. Thank you, Elise. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, you want to talk about the OC?
I guess so. That's
Let's
what we're
do
here
it.
for.
We got 2 episodes to talk about.
2 of them. So the first one, the cliffhanger, wasn't much of a cliffhanger for us because we watched another one right after. The cliffhanger is the 14th episode in season 3 of the OC. It was written by J.J. Philbin and directed by Michael Lang. Then the heavy lifting is the 15th episode of season 3 of the OC. It was written by Stephanie Savage and directed by Ian Toynton.
I feel like these 4 are like the Fab 4 of the OC, right? Like, I feel like we see J.J. Philbin write a lot. Toynton and Lang are the ones who direct a lot. And I've seen Stephanie Savage's name a few times.
It's not Toynton and Lang. It's Toynton and who's the other one? That was the last week. It was those people. Those are the 2 guys, I feel like.
But Lang writes a lot because I make the joke Langy every time and I laugh to myself.
No, I don't.
And I've stopped making this joke out loud because people are sick of it.
Because it's not good and people don't really laugh out loud when they hear it. They just think, oh, there he is.
You know, I'm going to have a son and he's going to appreciate my sense of humor because he won't know any better. And
he will because he'll also be my son.
No.
So he will know better.
No. He's going to get my sense of humor. We both know this. Don't fight it, babe. Don't fight it. It's happening.
I'm not fighting it because it's not.
Hey, when did these episodes come out?
February 2nd and 9th, 2006.
So this is like, I think the first and probably only time in which the month that the episodes come out happen to correspond with the month that we're doing the show. Because actually, this episode will drop on February 9th, 2021. The day of this episode,
That's
15
cool.
years removed. So cool. So this is the Valentine's Day episode for us and for the OC. I love you, Elise.
Hey, tomorrow, will you order our dinner kit?
Sure. I thought you had ordered that already.
No, we had a conversation about it that I hadn't ordered it already. And so I was going to see if you would do it.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Can we, just as a general rule for podcasting, can we not discuss our
I think everyone's wondering what we're going to be
errands?
doing for Valentine's Day.
Hey,
and,
Elise,
and now we know.
I'm just going to relay all the bills I have to pay for the next few weeks, just so
Well,
I
that's
can
a little
remember.
too personal. Like, we shouldn't reveal our bills to people, but we're getting a Valentine's Day meal kit because we're being smart people and not going out. Mm-hmm. It's fine. We can
I
let
have to
people
pay
know
the
that.
electricity bill. I have to pay the cable bill. I got to pay the gas bill. You've been producing a lot of gas, and we have to pay that bill. So
funny.
it is, though.
Is
It
it?
is, though.
We're going to use some more gas this weekend because it's going to be super cold. And so I'm going to turn on the fire.
I know. All right, let's talk about these episodes.
Okay. You're going to tell me what each episode is about.
Yeah, I'm going
Right?
to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. The cliffhanger. Summer discovers the truth about Cohen, while Sandy and Matt encounter an obstacle with their hospital project. Meanwhile, Kirsten and Julie take their matchmaking business a little too far, causing Julie to go into hiding. Marissa finally tells Johnny how she truly feels, and Caitlyn wonders which Cooper Johnny really likes. While Johnny and Caitlyn head to the beach, Caitlyn finds Johnny at the edge of reason. That's actually, that last sentence is pretty good, because he's also at the edge of a cliff.
I knew you would like that.
So this line, Kirsten and Julie take their matchmaking business a little too far, causing Julie to go into hiding, is really misleading. That's not what's going down
happens.
here.
No, it's not.
Julie is matchmaking Mr. Roberts and then spying on their date because she's in love with him.
He's a doctor. You say Dr.
I'm
Roberts
sorry.
when they're a doctor.
Dr. Roberts. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Dr. Roberts.
At least I feel the need to remind you once again that these people are not real. They're made up.
I don't think that's true.
They're characters on a television show.
No, they've been a part of my life for many years.
We just watched Misery yesterday, and I'm getting some real Misery vibes from you right now.
Are you?
Yikes. Elise, what did you think of the cliffhanger episode? This, of course, is the one in which, by the end of the episode,
spoiler,
as we talked about last week, there is a cliff, and there is a cliffhanger as Johnny, drunk and upset, falls off of a cliff.
Slips off of the edge of the cliff and dies.
And as we learn in the next episode, dies.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the cliffhanger as an episode?
Well, that big event happens, and we're all glad that it did, which is sad that we're happy that that happened. But also, the only thing I can think of during that whole scene is, the two people that he's seemingly the most interested in are at the very bottom of the cliff begging him to come down.
Uh-huh.
When you're drunk and you're not thinking clearly and someone wants you to come down there, just think, aren't they just begging him to jump?
Well, I don't think I would have to be very drunk for someone to be on top of a building.
Well,
or
but
something.
then also you send up the one person who he does not like.
Yeah, I mean, sending up Ryan was stupid, but that's Ryan always has to save everyone.
They should have flipped it.
I kind of liked that what they did with that was like Ryan, they're like, oh, Ryan's here again to save me. And then he doesn't. He misses barely. And Johnny falls to his death.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Other than that, though, I did not like this episode very much. It has a real banger of an ending, but everything else is just kind of I think the Sandy and Matt thing. So the big thing with Matt in this episode is Matt used to have a thing with the daughter of one of the doctors on the board of the board of physicians that has to approve the hospital. So they've gotten a business plan, but now it's the next step, and they need the board of hospital physicians to approve the hospital. And so Matt knows the daughter of one, and he's going to take her out on a date. And Sandy Cohen is, I don't know how I feel about this. But then it's the girl from Firefly, so we do know how we feel about this, because she is good looking. It's the one who's the companion, the prostitute. What is her name on that show? God, I don't remember it.
It was a weird name.
I like that actress a lot. And
she's interesting looking.
But she doesn't really have anything to do in this episode, or either of these episodes.
No.
She's just kind of there, and I don't like that plotline. At least I don't like it. And then I don't... I feel like they're slow rolling the Julie and Dr. Roberts thing, and I'm just not interested in that either. So I just didn't like this episode. Did you like
another
it?
gold digger? I did appreciate the conversation that Caitlyn had with her sister, and she showed more wisdom than Marissa about you just need to pick something.
That was very,
and stick with it and stop. Yeah. Going and tasting every single flavor and then being sad about the one that you pick afterwards.
Yeah, and it's great that she totally learns that lesson. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess the Summer and Seth stuff is some of the best, right?
I guess so.
We'll talk about that in a bit. But let's move on to the heavy lifting, their second episode of the week. Tragic news forces the gang to sort out their problems and face the reality of the situation. After Sadie arrives in Newport, Ryan helps her move and get rid of Wotcha, causing Ryan to question his and Marissa's relationship. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's winter break is over just as she gets close to her family. She once again has to say goodbye. Will she ever return to the OC? And in the wake of Newport's latest events, Kirsten and Julie press on with their Valentine's Day party. What did you think of episode 2 of the week, the heavy lifting?
It's always the aftermath episode. They always have one. And it just, we already saw that Marissa had made her decision, but in this one, it's Marissa questioning everything. And so it's just doing the same thing that Caitlyn said that she always did. And then we have Sadie come in and tells us Johnny was creepy and practically telling his family that he was dating her.
Yeah, that was weird.
Was weird.
So Sadie is a new character that's introduced that's obviously going to stick around, who is the cousin of Johnny. It's like they remove one character, they have to immediately add another character. Cousin of Johnny, came for the funeral, made Marissa a necklace.
Per Johnny's request, with both Johnny and Marissa's birthstone and an angel.
It's so creepy. Imagine doing that for a person you're not even with. Imagine doing that for a person who has specifically told you, I don't feel that way about you.
Yeah. I mean, I had a guy tell me that he liked me, and I told him I didn't like him, and
You
he
go.
still gave me a gift,
Yike.
and I gave it back to him,
Yike. I don't like it.
and then I had to tell him again, no.
Yeah, some people see stuff like this is what's encouraging guys to not listen to I don't like you. Because, no, she does like me. She's just really conflicted.
No, she said she doesn't like you, so go away.
Yeah, but what the show's saying is she does like him and she's just really conflicted. Because she's self-destructive. That is Marissa. She's self-destructive. She takes all the good things she has, she takes it, and she holds the good thing, and then she goes, blah.
You scared Penny?
I'm sorry, Penny.
She forgives you?
I didn't like this. See, this week, I was bored watching this week's episodes. I really were. I really was. I just did not like anything that's happening right now.
Except for the one thing.
The one thing.
Johnny's gone.
Yeah, but
he's not gone.
But yeah, like he's gone, but his presence isn't gone, and now like ugh.
No, I get it.
But anyway, let's move into our roses and thorn. Let's talk about, because I do have some good things I want to say about this episode, and I think you do too.
Yeah,
but
I've got
first,
some things.
Let's talk about the badsies.
Okay.
You go first.
So the past couple episodes, have really enjoyed having Caitlyn back, even though all she does is stir up some drama.
Well,
but
everyone in the show does that.
At least it like made sense coming from her character, and I felt like was something that contributed to the show. And so I'm sad that she's leaving Newport, seemingly.
Yeah.
Because she's going back for her long winter break. But
that was so weird.
Yeah.
So the show
everyone comments how long it is in order to compensate for the amount of time that she's gone.
I do love when the show references its own stuff and kind of lampshades it a little bit, where it's like, why are you still here? It's midwinter break. It's long, and it's supposed to be February at this point. Like, what school? So she didn't get out of school during
your
Christmas.
Midwinter break is your holiday break.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a Thanksgiving break, and then you have a holiday winter break of some sort. And so why do you need 3 breaks in one season?
I do respect them just like saying, we want to bring the Caitlyn character back. We don't know how to get her here. So let's just invent this holiday and have her stay for just as long as we want her to. I think it was weird to me, though, because it felt like they kind of rushed her departure. Like, she had this thing last week with this kid that was in love with her, and she wasn't interested in him really. And it's his older brother that she stole all the money from. And then he's just back. And now she's like, okay, I'm into you again. Drive me home to my boarding school.
You know what I love about this episode?
What do you love?
The Twilight characters.
The Twilight characters?
There are 3 Twilight characters from the very first movie that are actors.
He was one of
in
them,
this.
right?
Yes.
Okay, he was one of them.
He was one of them.
Let me try to guess. Is Rachel Bilson in Twilight? No.
No, she's not.
Anna Kendrick is in Twilight, right?
She is.
Okay. I don't know who the other ones are. I don't know.
Well, the boyfriend of Caitlyn is one of brothers of Edward. I forget all their names.
I thought we already said that one.
I'm
That's the
reiterating that
okay.
one. Yes, I'm saying that's who he was in Twilight. He was one of Edward's brothers.
Okay.
Sadie, Nikki Reed, is one of Edward's sisters.
Okay.
And then Volchik
is
is the
Twilight?
bad guy.
In Twilight?
Yeah.
I know. The only Twilight
He's the
movie,
bad guy in the first one.
The only Twilight movie I've seen is the final one with the big giant battle where everyone rips
You haven't
everyone's
seen
heads off.
all of them?
No, because you made me watch New Moon, didn't you? Yeah, you made me watch
Scott, we
New
have
Moon.
to watch the first one.
Do we, though?
We do. We
I don't
have
think
to.
We do.
If nothing else, the music is really good in it.
Okay.
And there's one scene where you have to watch it because the music's so good with what's going on.
Is that the spider monkey scene?
No.
All I know is there's a scene where Edward says, "Hold on, spider monkey," and then
No.
he
it's
climbs
not
a
that.
tree.
No. We'll have to see if we can find it. Maybe we'll watch some of that tonight. After this.
No,
Why not?
not tonight.
I really want to.
I don't want to.
You want to watch it tonight or you want to watch it on date night?
I guess tonight. Let's get it out of the way.
There you go. See?
Can I do my thorn?
Yes.
My thorn is now having to watch Twilight. But no, my thorn of the week of these 2 episodes is Ryan and Marissa. Ryan and Marissa's frickin' relationship. What they're doing is they're positioning this relationship to end again. Ryan is very upset with Marissa in the first episode because Marissa can't seem to make up her mind. But by the end of the episode, she finally does make up her mind. She tells Johnny she's not interested in him. She writes him a note. And that's one of the things that drives Johnny to get really drunk and to fall off a cliff. And in the second episode, Marissa feels responsible for that. She feels guilty for it. And that guilt is mixing up in her head and making it decide that, oh, she actually did like him. And so she just kind of pushes Ryan away. Ryan is trying to do the right thing. He's giving her Valentine's Day gifts. He's trying to be a good boyfriend, trying to communicate with her, trying to do things. And she doesn't want any of it. She pushes. He gives up and he goes to help this new girl, Sadie, who needs help moving Johnny's stuff out, I guess. I just fucking break up already and never get back together. I'm so tired of this with these 2 characters. I'm so sick of it. And it's all like, I've given my boy Ryan a hard time throughout this show.
You have.
But it's all Marissa's fucking fault because of the damn Baskin Robbins 31 flavors shit.
Because they never let him explore and grow on his own because they always think they need to tie him back to Marissa. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want him to be a character independent of her, and I'm ready for it.
Okay.
I'm ready for it. I'm sick of this go away relationship.
Okay.
Like they're setting, and there's going to be this whole big conflict because now at the end of the episode, Marissa chooses to wear the necklace that Johnny gave her over the necklace that her boyfriend gave her.
They both gave her a necklace.
And then Ryan's over at Sadie's house, and then like Volchek is coming back into the picture for some reason because I guess he used to date Sadie. And so there's just going to be
some history there.
We threw one love square off of a cliff when Johnny died, but we immediately created a new one just right away.
Yeah.
And it's
what would this show be without a love square?
I don't know. But at least there was some good stuff in both of these episodes, and I want you to tell me what it was. What did you like about these episodes?
So something that we haven't really touched on much at all is Seth and Summer's relationship over these 2 episodes. And based on the events of last week, where we saw Seth decided to start smoking pot and then got high and missed his Brown interview, he was not upfront with Summer about all of this. And so Summer was fed up with the amount of lies that he has consistently given her. And so he was supposed to make, this grand gesture. And while this was not necessarily the big grand gesture, but he was trying to make it up, he got some lingerie for her because it's Valentine's Day from Victoria's Secret. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't the only Cohen man that did that. His father also did. And they did the old switcheroo of the bags because the bags are all the same. Uh-huh. And I loved the switcheroo. I loved when both Kirsten and Summer opened them up and the reaction to both of them. And then I loved even more whenever Seth had finally came to Summer and did his romantic gesture to prove that he's not going to lie again. And then she says that she's wearing she's wearing the underwear, and he goes, "Oh, those are my mom's." It's just like, it's the most wonderful thing. It was wonderful.
The Summer has become iconic on this show, and this episode employs 2 of them in some of the best ways possible. Yeah. When she first sees the lingerie, that's how she reacts. When she sees that he's smoking pot, that's how she reacts. Yeah. And then when she is told, "Oh yeah, those are my mom's," it's delightful.
It was great. This
is well written conflict. Like, these are 2 characters that are having difficulty with each other, and Seth keeps lying. And we're not done with our weed plot yet for Seth. Obviously, the show has made it clear he's not done smoking. He's going to keep doing that. He's still hiding it, I think. but he's trying not to lie to her anymore, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's so funny
that was
because
my
like as Summer mentioned in this episode, like she smoked like crazy a couple years ago. Like when we met Summer, she was hotboxing in the car. That's like when we first met her. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a hot." When Summer was just a stupid party girl, and that's all she was. And now he's like afraid of telling her he smokes weed. It's just silly. It's silly Cohen nonsense.
Yeah. So it's your rose, Scott. I think we all can predict, but go ahead and tell us anyways.
Johnny is dead. Oh. I'm so happy he's dead. What?
It's so awful that we're so, I mean, like, it's a character.
It's not real.
I know. It's just, it's never fun to actually be happy that.
I mean, I think the reason I don't enjoy these episodes is because I'm supposed to be sad about this. This is supposed to be tragic, and you're supposed to feel bad. Either feel bad for Johnny, the man who lost his life, or feel bad for his friends who now are devastated because of it, like Marissa. But I don't care about any of that, and so none of the episode works on me. Mm-hmm. But I'm so glad that he's dead. I don't know if this was the plan from the beginning, or if they did what I thought they did, which is that they realized that the character was not working, that the character is just flat and dull and shitty, and so they needed to get rid of him. I hope so. Because they've gotten rid of him, and he's gone, and I'm very happy about it. He still taints these 2 episodes, but I'm hoping we can move on from the Johnny situation. We need Marissa.
Move along.
Marissa's gonna spiral. She's gonna spiral. At first, I thought maybe it was Sadie that was gonna be responsible for the spiraling because like this new character comes in. It's like, oh, but it seems like we're pairing Sadie off with Ryan. So Marissa needs someone to spiral her. And can I make a prediction here? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be Volchek. It's gonna be this guy that they've set up.
Well, because he's the most attractive one.
Yeah, and he's around, and he's gonna keep hanging around.
And he's a bad boy.
And I'm just imagining this thing.
She likes
like,
bad boys.
With Volchek shows up and be like, "Hey, Marissa, your boy's been hanging out with my ex. Let's make him sorry by doing it, and then getting wasted and falling off a cliff."
Why not?
I don't know. Johnny's dead. I swear to God, babe. For the people that listen to the show that don't watch the OC, just Google search Johnny the OC and just see how much of a fucking wet blanket piece of crap.
You know what I also wanted to talk about with Johnny? Uh-huh. Johnny's one of those actors that is not good. And no, he's one of those teen actors that is not good because the majority of the time, whenever he's on camera, both of his hands are in his pockets. And you know why his hands are in his pockets?
Because he doesn't know what to do with them.
He doesn't know what to do with them. So the only thing that the director can say is to just put your hands in your pockets.
Well, what happens is it creates this constant look he has where his hands are in his pockets and his shoulders go up, right? And so he's always kind of in this slump with his hands in his pockets, his shoulders up. He's always just kind of lurking in the background.
With that perfect bone structure.
Yeah, whatever. With a shitty haircut. I'm going to move on to the style section in a bit, but we're going to talk about Johnny's style in the style section. It's bad. It's just all awful, and he's gone now, and I never have to talk about him again. I'm never going to say the word Johnny on this podcast ever again after this episode. I'm going to be done with it, and I'm so happy about it. So that's my unplanned, sinking. I don't know words. They didn't want me to be happy about this. The show does not want me to be happy about this, but I'm happy about this. So that's my rose. Okay. Goodbye, Johnny. I hate you. Okay. Worst character on the show by far. Let's move on.
Okay, let's do it. Move along to your style section. Scott's style section. Style section.
This is a new jingle.
Yeah, gotta try some things out sometimes.
All right, Elise, let's talk about Johnny's style. I know we just said goodbye to him, but let's rake him over the coals one more time.
Death.
Yeah.
I thought you said you weren't going to say his name on this podcast anymore.
After this episode.
What are you going to say if he comes back?
He's dead.
What if his presence is still lingering, Scott?
Well, then I'll say he who will not be named.
And then everyone will think you're talking about Voldemort.
Yeah, they will. It'll be very confusing. Be like, wait a minute, when did Voldemort show up on this teen show?
Well, it's all these tweens.
At least describe the style for me.
It's very early 2000s. He's wearing a black t-shirt, and then he has a plaid shirt that's a button down over it that is unbuttoned.
Maybe that's brown.
Well, from my angle, it's black.
Okay.
And then, his hair, long, needs to have a good trim. Can't see his ears. Can't see his forehead. I bet you he has a large forehead. That's why he has those.
Probably.
Yeah. Sure, they're very baggy pants and some Vans. I mean, I had Vans, but it's fine.
No, I mean, like, this is a style that I wore. I wore the open button-down shirt over a tee.
Oh.
A colored tee. But, like, I don't know. It just looks dumpy to me. Like, I mean, this is probably how I looked, too. But it's, like, it's loose on him. Like, when Seth wears a look similar to this and when Ryan wears a look similar to this, they fit him better. It's, like, tighter fit. You see their excellent bone structure a little bit better. But this is just dumpy. It's just dumpy. Like, look at him. Look at this kid. I hate him.
Yeah, he's just a surfer dude.
But he just, I don't know. Volchek looks like
ripped.
a surfer dude. If you put long hair on Volchek, it'd be like surfer dude. This guy. He's supposed to be a professional surfer. You don't look in shape, buddy.
No. Oh, tell me about Juju.
So, Julie, usually when I talk about Julie on the style section, I'm talking about the good things that Julie does. But in this week's episode, Julie is spying, and she does that by sitting next to the table that Dr. Roberts is on his date with, and she's wearing a shawl over her head and big bug-eye sunglasses. She looks like
very 1960s old Hollywood riding in a convertible.
Yes, but also she looks like Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove.
I could see that.
Look at that.
I could see that.
Look at that. In this picture, she looks exactly like... So if you think of the antagonist in The Emperor's New Groove, close your eyes, imagine it. That's how
Except
Julie
she
Cooper
doesn't have
looks right
purplish skin.
She doesn't, but tint her skin a little purple. I even got a great snapshot here where her mouth is all down and sad. It's wonderful. I love it. I love the look. Like,
Julie.
It's the most inconspicuous outfit ever. And of course she gets caught immediately.
Well, yes. She's too big of a personality in order to just stay quiet in a room. Everyone sees Julie. Everyone. Yes.
And that's
ready?
it. That's all I had for style section.
Okay.
We're blowing right through this episode.
We are.
Let's talk about some relationships.
Let's talk about these relationships and where they are at. Sandy and Kirsten Cohen. We're at a 9 out of 10. Last week, Sandy lied to Kirsten about how he landed the hospital deal. And this week, Sandy lets Kirsten in on the plan he has to help finalize the plan. She sees it as an opportunity to be involved. And it also works nicely with her matchmaking business. So they both seem to be helping each other out. I'm going to keep them at a 9 out of 10.
They're doing great. They're doing great. We had a little bump in the road, but it seems like he came forward and told her the truth about how things went down.
Yes.
So, hey.
Why not?
Bonus points.
Keep him at a 9.
Summer and Seth. Last week, we gave him an 8 out of 10. This week, Summer finds out that the Brown interview did not go on and about the pot. Ew. More than her being upset about both these things, she is upset that Seth lied to her for the millionth time. She says he needs to find a way to show her that he won't lie again. And my boy Seth, he does. He writes down every single one of the bad things he's done over the past 3 years and gives it to Summer and says, if I lie to you again, you can give this to my parents.
I'm kind of surprised that you didn't do a better ew.
I'm sorry.
I put that in there specifically so you'd have an opportunity.
I thought my ew was fine.
Oh, it was not Summer's ew.
Would you please do Summer's ew for me?
Ew.
That was better. I mean, you're a girl. You do it better. That's fine.
No, you can do it.
No.
Go for it. One more time.
Tip of the tongue. Ew.
That's better. Remember last week when we tried to remember that one movie and we said we weren't going to use our phone?
Mm-hmm.
It was on the tip of your tongue too.
Where did that come from?
You said it's on the tip of my tongue.
What is the name of the movie? Do you remember it?
Requiem
for a Dream.
For a Dream.
We could not remember the movie title Requiem for a Dream for the longest time.
Dun,
oh my
dun.
goodness.
Dun 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 dun. I can do the music, but
Yeah,
I can't,
and you
I
didn't
couldn't
know
do
that was what the song that was used on the trailer for Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, which is the first time I heard that song.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It was so good. So good. Hey, talk to me about Ryan and Marissa.
So Ryan and Marissa last week were at a 7 out of 10. Marissa decides this week that she wants to be with Ryan and not Johnny. Marissa also this week chooses between two necklaces, one from Ryan and one from Johnny, and then picks the one from dead Johnny. Ugh. With these two already.
Wait, do that again?
Ugh.
There you go.
It's a 6 out of 10. We're knocking them down.
They're spiraling. They're going down. And I think they're going to continue.
Going down, down. I don't remember the other lyrics to it.
Well, that's because it's a Fall Out Boy song and no one actually knows the lyrics to that song. Going down, down, moving around. Sugar, we're going down swinging. And it's not in high with a bullet. Loaded gun concept, cock it and pull it.
Loaded gun complex, I thought.
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know. Nobody knows the lyrics to the song.
Yeah.
Nobody knows Fall Out Boy. Here's the thing. I don't think Fall Out Boy knows the lyrics to that song.
They probably
That's why I
don't.
think they mumble their way through it. They forgot.
When they have so many songs, why remember the words to all of them? Okay, tell me about Juju and Doc.
Juju and Dr. Neil. Last week we gave them a measly 3 out of 10. This week Julie attempts to mask her feelings with a blind date set up by her own matchmaking company. She goes to spy on the date and is caught. Dr. Roberts can clearly see that Julie is into him still and admits that to himself too in the end. It's a hell of a sentence there, babe. Mm-hmm. He goes to find her at her trailer, and we don't know what happens next.
They eat pork rinds together.
But we give him a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. So next up, Johnny and Caitlyn. Last week they were at a 2 out of 10, and Johnny's dead. So there's that 0 out of 10.
Take him off the board. You're gone, Johnny.
Yeah.
And now we have, lastly, a new couple alert. Ryan and Sadie. Sadie, the cousin Johnny never spoke about and makes jewelry now, needed someone to protect her from Volchek. Who better to protect a girl in need than Ryan Atwood? Possible budding romance for this too, but we are going to start them off on the cool side. Just a cool 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that's it for relationship status this week. And that's it for the show this week. Next week, we're covering 2 more episodes as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. We'll be talking about episode 16, The Road Warrior, and episode 17, The Journey. Man, I don't know. These are 2 very travel-focused ones. The Journey, The Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Are we going somewhere?
I don't know. Where do you think we're going?
Brown? We going to Brown?
I don't know. We'll see.
Visit
You know
Brown?
who we haven't seen in a while that I've missed?
Who?
My girl Tay Tay.
Yeah. I figured, I knew there was a reason why I didn't like these 2 episodes. There was no Taylor Townsend. That was it.
Tay Tay will come back?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I think they have a quota on the number of teen girls they can have on the show. And when Caitlyn came into the show, it forced...
Tay Tay left.
Yeah, this not enough. So they're bringing her back.
Okay.
Next week.
We'll see.
I hope... Where could they be going? The Road Warrior. They're going somewhere.
We'll see.
Is there a character named Max in this show? Mad Max, the Road Warrior.
No,
it makes sense. It makes sense. They do these punny titles in the show, okay? Don't look at me like that. You're judging me, Judgerson over there.
I am a judger. I'm an INFJ.
Yeah. The J stands for judgment.
It does. It stands for judger.
Immediately fucking INFJ. Immediately needing fucking judgment. That's what that stands for.
It's not what that stands for.
That's exactly what that stands for.
No. All right, guys. Well, that's all that we have time for this week. So if you like this podcast, you can go and check out all the other ones that we do over at doofmedia.com. This is the only one that I am on. So really, when I say all the other ones that we do, I mean all the other ones that Scott does
The
over at
royal we.
doofmedia.com.
The doof we.
Yes. So what do you have coming up this week, Scott? Actually, while I don't participate in the podcasts, I do get to watch some of the movies along with Scott. And we were watching Misery last night. That's because you're doing your bonus Stephen King podcast with Matt to release this week.
Yeah, that'll be out
Deeper
on
into the tower. Something
other
like
levels
that.
of the
other
tower.
levels of the tower.
Yeah,
Something with a tower and
that is our Doof Troop level bonus monthly podcast for our patrons. So if you want to hear us talk about Misery, patreon.com/doofmedia.
the movie, not their own personal misery.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Also, you can consider donating to our Patreon at patreon.com/doofmedia. That's where you would get access to things such as extra bonus podcasts that Scott and Matt put on, or extra ones that other people put on, such as Matt and his brother. Mm-hmm. What other bonus podcasts are there?
There's The High Ground, where Ruben, Elliot, and Elliot's sister, I think, talk about the Star Wars prequels. And there is Doofovers, in which Alexandra and Jarvis occasionally talk about anime that Matt and I did not like. They've told me, the two of them have told me that it's not just an anime podcast, but so far it's just been an anime podcast. So we'll see.
So they're only doing over the anime episodes, basically.
Well,
That's where they started.
Well,
It's the letter A, so maybe they're just working alphabetical.
There we go.
Okay.
What would B be?
I don't know. I don't know what all you've talked about.
Neither do I.
Yeah. So if you happen to be listening via Apple Podcasts and you don't want to give us any money, what you could do is just head on over there and drop us a rating and a review. That would be just as nice. We appreciate either money or nice reviews. And I think that's it, Scott.
That is it. Short and sweet episode. You know, when you don't like either of the episodes of the television show you're here to talk about, you just don't have a lot to say. So let's hope next week we'll have some better episodes.
I think it can only get better from here.
That is very true. Low point of the season for me.
Low point for Johnny. 6 feet under now.
He was at too high of a point.
Yeah.
And he went to too low of a point too quickly.
Yeah.
Fucking dead. I'm so glad that we got to do both of these episodes in 1 week, because if I had to wait a week to find out whether this motherfucker was dead or not, I would have been real annoyed.
I would have just told you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.